Okay. Right. Okay. Well, let's make a start. So thanks everybody for coming along today. My name is Becky Coleman. I'm the Community Partnerships Manager at Easy Fundraising. And my role is to work with community organisations to help you get on board with Easy Fundraising and make the most of it. So Mandy and, sorry, I don't know the gentleman's name. Are you already registered with Easy Fundraising, or are you brand new to it?
I'm brand new to it.
We have actually rolled it out with Connect Counselling with people that currently support us at fundraising events so far.
Right, okie dokie. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take through the slides. So some of this, Mandy, you're already gonna know, because I'm just gonna sort of do a little bit about who we are and how it works, etc. But then I'm gonna move on to how to kind of really make the most of it, some sort of top tips and things like that. So hopefully this will be useful for you as well.
Sorry, just so you know, Becky, Michelle and Sally actually go out to groups, so they'll be sort of pushing this out with other groups.
Okay. Oh, brilliant.
So that's the reason they're here, is so that they can talk about it to other groups as well.
Lovely.
It was Sally who passed this on over to me.
So. Right. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go through how it works, or what Easy Fundraising is. I'm going to give you a demo of how the site works and show you how to register a good cause. Then we'll talk about raising more, sort of some top tips on how successful causes do it. And then we can go through any questions you have at the end. So Easy Fundraising, first a little bit about us. We are a fundraising platform. We exist to help good causes raise money, and we've been doing it since 2007. We're a completely free platform as well, so nothing you're about to hear is going to cost you any money, you'll be glad to know. We have about 190,000, probably closer to 200,000 good causes all around the UK that use Easy Fundraising, from large national charities right down to tiny little community groups and everything in between. We are members of the Institute of Fundraising, so we do take your fundraising very seriously. And so far, 50 million has been raised for good causes. So it is something that works, and works particularly well for community-based organisations. So before I go on and sort of show you a little bit more about how it works, I just thought I'd ask you a quick question. Do you shop online? Hands up. You don't have to physically put your hand up, but you can do. Yep. Yeah, brilliant. So that's usually pretty much, I don't actually know what I would do if I did a session and they all went, no, we don't shop online. So people do shop online. In fact, over 80% of the UK population shop online. So 4 in 5 UK consumers are shopping online. And over half of that 80% do so at least once a week. So this is just to put a bit of context in the fact that people connected to your organisation are shopping online. And the reason that that is important is because what Easy Fundraising does is it turns that shopping that they are doing into free, unrestricted funding for your organisation. And the way that we do that is we have partnerships with about 8,000 online retailers, and they will all donate money to your organisation when your supporters shop with them. So by organisation, firstly, I mean any sort of good cause can use Easy Fundraising. You don't need to be a registered charity. You can be a social enterprise, a CIC, you can be a voluntary group. You don't have to be constituted in any particular way, providing you are doing something that is benefiting other people. So you can be a grassroots sports club, you can be a church or a faith organisation, you can be a school or a school PTA, and everything in between. And when I talk about supporters, what I mean is anybody connected to your organisation. So your volunteers, if you have them, staff, if you have them, trustees, your family and friends, your service users, ex-service users, people in the community. One of the really good things about Easy Fundraising is that anybody connected to your organisation can use Easy Fundraising to raise money. And the way that it works is, instead of going straight to a retailer's website when you want to do some shopping, you simply come to Easy Fundraising. We will send you off to the retailer's website, where you will then shop as normal, exactly as you would have done. But the retailer will know that you've come from Easy Fundraising, and they will donate a certain percentage of what you have spent back to your good cause, the good cause that you've chosen to support, at no extra cost to you. So if you wanted to buy a new kettle from Argos, you would just come to Easy Fundraising, search for Argos, we'll send you to the Argos website, you shop, you buy your kettle, costs you whatever it was going to cost you in the first place, but Argos will then donate, I think Argos donate 1.5% of what you spent on that kettle back to your good cause. So that's how it works. It's turning that shopping into free monetary donations. I'll go into this in more detail in a minute, but what you do is you would register your organisation, your good cause with us. So you set up an Easy Fundraising page for your good cause. You then tell your supporters that you're now on Easy Fundraising. They shop through our website or through our app, and then the retailers will donate. The retailers will know that they've come from Easy Fundraising, will know what cause they're supporting, and the retailers will donate. And there are 8,000 retailers. So it's all of the retailers that people are already shopping with. And that's really important. It's not about asking people to change where they shop or do anything different, because the retailers that they're already shopping with are part of Easy Fundraising. Here's just a handful of really popular ones, but there are so many across home and garden, travel, finance, supermarkets, fashion, insurance. Even your Friday night takeaway from Just Eat or Domino's Pizza can get you a donation. So it's all the retailers that people are already shopping with. And some of the benefits are, well, one of the things that people really love about Easy Fundraising is that the money that you raise is unrestricted funding. So you can spend it on what you want. So this is not like applying for a grant pot of funding where you have to say what you're going to spend it on and you have to, submit outcomes, etc. You spend it on whatever you want. If that's core costs, running costs, just to have a bit more in your reserves. If it's for a particular project, that's also fine. You choose what you spend it on. It doesn't matter to us, and we're not going to ask you to account for that afterwards, because we know that you might need a little bit of money for one thing one week and a little bit of money for something else next month. So spend it on whatever you need. It's completely free. So there's no cost at all for you as an organisation to be part of Easy Fundraising. There's no running costs, there's no monthly charges, and there's no cost for your supporters either, other than that shopping that they were already going to do. And again, that's really important. The prices are exactly the same because you are shopping with the retailer. You're not shopping with us. You're shopping with the retailer. And so everything is exactly the same. So it's a way for your supporters to raise money for you just by doing their shopping. So if at the moment, perhaps it's difficult to ask your supporters to donate money, or, because of the cost of living crisis, or your supporters are having to make tough decisions about where their money goes, this is a way that they can still support you. And again, it's not about encouraging people to shop more or spend more or buy more. It's just, if you were already going to buy something with one of our partner retailers, you may as well do it this way, because it won't cost you any more and you'll raise a donation at the same time. Few questions might be running through your head before I go on to give you a demo. As I've said, you don't need to be a charity. We made that decision quite early on when we started Easy Fundraising, because we were just very aware that there are so many good causes out there that are not registered charities but need to raise money. So when you register your organisation with us, we will ask you if you're a charity, but that's just for record. You tick yes or tick no. You're not going to need to upload constitutions or anything like that, because when you register with us, we will do the due diligence at our end. So we will just check, okay, does this cause exist? Are we satisfied that this is a cause out there in the world doing something? So we'll do all that for you, but you don't have to be a registered charity. It won't cost you anything, as I've said. We're funded by the retailers. They will pay us a commission if somebody makes a purchase. That is separate to the donation. And that is what we use to keep Easy Fundraising free. It always has been free and it always will be free. You'll be paid your donations every 3 months. We will total up everything raised by all of your supporters combined, and we'll pay it directly to your good cause every 3 months, either straight into your bank account or by cheque if you prefer. We do have some causes that like a cheque. I'm not 100% certain where they go to pay those checks in, because there's no banks in my town to pay a check into, but if you would like to have a check, that's absolutely fine. So it doesn't go to your supporters and they have to pass it to you. It goes directly to your good cause 4 times a year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a demo of how it actually works for somebody who has already chosen a cause, because what needs to happen is you'll register your cause, then you'll tell your supporters, they'll come along and choose you as the cause they're going to support, and then they shop and raise. So I'm going to do it slightly in reverse order, and I'm going to show you firstly how it works for a shopper. So if you just bear with me, I'm just going to share a different screen. So this is my Easy Fundraising account. So your supporters will come to Easy Fundraising, they'll pick your cause as the cause they're going to support. They just do that once. And then every time they come to Easy Fundraising, they will see something like this that will show them the name of your cause. So this is my cause. I'm a trustee for this charity. A little bit of information about how much your cause has raised, how many people are supporting them, etc. And then here they will see their donations that they have generated through their shopping. So these are my genuine recent donations. So you can see since the just the end of December, I've raised over a fiver. So not bad at all. So what they do, there's 3 ways they can use Easy Fundraising to raise those donations for you. They can either simply come to their Easy Fundraising page and search for the retailer that they want to shop with. So if I search for, actually I'm going to search for booking.com. So you just type in booking there, it'll bring up anything that matches. I click on that, it will then take me to this page, which tells me what my donation is going to be. So booking.com, whatever I spend today with booking.com, 4% of what I spend is going to go to my good cause. And all I do is I click shop now. It takes me to booking.com where I then just shop as normal. So if I have an account, I can log into in the normal way. Everything is exactly the same. And the reason I've shown you this as a good example is that I booked my holiday last year through booking.com. I went to Prague with my family, and we got a £49 donation for my home start. So that's why I'm giving you this one as a really good example. But if I also show you, let me show you John Lewis as an example, just show you how it works. So John Lewis, they donate 2% unless you're buying one of these slightly niche products here. Again, you just click any of these shop now buttons, doesn't matter which one, takes you to John Lewis. You then just shop as normal. Everything is exactly the same. John Lewis, know that you come from Easy Fundraising. You're anonymised. They don't know anything about you unless you decide to log in to an existing account you've got, or unless you decide to sign up for their newsletter. That's entirely up to you. We don't pass that information. You are anonymised in the system. If you buy something, they pass that information back down the line to us. We know who you are and we know which cause you support. So that's one way. You can simply just come along and search for the retailer, or you can also search here by category of retailer. Or you can use our app. That's the number 2 method. We have an app that works exactly the same as the website. It's available for Android and iOS. You simply come to the app, search for the retailer. We send you to the retailer you shop. But the 3rd way is known as our browser extension, but more commonly known as our donation reminder. When we started back in 2007, the thing we heard most from our causes and their supporters was, well, this is a great idea. I love it, but I forgot. I forgot to go through Easy Fundraising. I just went straight to the retailer and I forgot. So we developed the donation reminder. All you do is you download it to your computer or your phone. And if you were to visit an Easy Fundraising retailer without remembering to go through Easy Fundraising first, it doesn't matter, because the donation reminder will alert you. So if I show you what I mean, if I just open a completely new browser now, I'm not in Easy Fundraising now, and I'm thinking I might want to shop with Etsy. Etsy, one of my favourite retailers, so I'm going to go etsy.co.uk, not in Easy Fundraising. It doesn't matter that I haven't gone through Easy Fundraising, because you'll see I get this little notification here that tells me that there's a donation available. If I click that, it keeps me on the Etsy site, but it logs me in the background to my to my Easy Fundraising account. And now if I carry on and buy something, I'm not going to miss a donation. It also does something really clever in your search results as well. So if I just go into Google and I'm going to search for a washing machine, perhaps I need to buy a washing machine, you will see if I scroll down in my Google search results, Oh, for some reason it isn't working for me. Okay, hold on. Don't know why that is not working. It must be my settings. Hold on. There you go. Don't know why it wasn't working on washing machine, weirdly. I think that's my settings, but you can see here, if I wanted to buy a kettle, in my Google search results, I will see that I'll have this yellow button to tell me there's a donation available and our logo there. So if I scroll down, you can see there's lots of them, all these different retailers that I could buy a kettle from. So let's say I think, oh, Dunelm, I'm going to go with Dunelm. I can just click on that. Takes me to Dunelm again, logs me into my Easy Fundraising account in the background and enables my account. So the donation reminder is really, really useful. It is not there to spy on you. Don't worry about that. It's not there to serve you adverts or slow your computer down or anything like that. It's purely there to make sure you don't miss out on any donations. Because it might not be that you've forgotten to go through Easy Fundraising. You might simply not even know that the retailer that you're shopping with is part of Easy Fundraising. And a great example of this is if I just go back to my donations here. So this one, the Belfry, that somebody bought me a voucher for my birthday to go and have a stay at the Belfry. And when I went to the Belfry site to book my stay, the donation reminder popped up. Now, I've been at Easy Fundraising since 2007, and I had no idea that the Belfry were one of our retailers, but the donation reminder popped up, so I was able to collect my donation. So those are the ways that the Easy Fundraising works. You can use the site, you can use the app, or you can use the donation reminder. But what you need to do first as an organisation is register with us. So I know, Mandy, you're already registered, but the way that you register is you simply come to this link here, easyfundraising.org.uk/North-Surrey. That just tells me that you're part of the North Surrey partnership, if you like. And you'll see this page here. And all you do is you type in the name of your cause there and click register now. I'll pop the link in the chat when we stop for questions, and Alison will, I'm sure, send it out afterwards as well. The next thing you'll see is this screen where you simply put your name, your email address and a password, because what we're doing at this point is we are registering your organisation as a good cause with us, and we're registering you as the point of contact. So you will not need to register yourself separately. We will do this all in one go. Tell us if you're a charity or not, then click register my cause. Then you'll see a screen that tells you that your cause is now registered. This is just a test one that I set up to do with screenshots. So it will say Home Start Birmingham Northwest is now registered. Click next step. We are now creating a page, a profile for your cause on the Easy Fundraising site. And if you would like some information to appear on that page about who you are and what you do, you can type that in here. If you don't have it to hand, you can skip it and come back and do it later. It's not a barrier to registering, and you can very easily edit this wording afterwards as well if you think, oh, that's not right, or I made a typo. It's very easy to change it. So, excuse me. Then we'll ask if you'd like to have a call with a member of our team. What we found over the years is one of the really best ways to get started with Easy Fundraising is just to have a chat with one of us. Now, obviously, you guys are at this session today, but all of our causes are able to have a call if they want. You just click that book now button and it opens a calendar where you pick a time and a date to suit you, and somebody will call you. It's not a sales call. We have nothing to sell. It's just to make sure you know what you're doing, just to answer any questions you've got, guide you around the site, anything you feel like you need. You don't have to have a call, but it is really useful to have. So if you fancy a call, a quick chat with a member of the team, they're sitting over here. I can see them over there. It will be my colleagues Rena or Jess or Claire that you'll speak to, and they'll just have a chat with you and answer your questions and get you up and running. This is the little screen that you'll see where you can pick a time and a date to suit you. We normally say it takes about 20 minutes, but if you literally just have a couple of questions, you just want it to be 5 minutes, that's fine. If you need it to be longer, that's also fine. And then you'll have a page for your organisation on the Easy Fundraising site. So this is, like I say, the cause that I support. This is their page. You can also put in a logo or an image. You can do that after you've registered. So you can see Home Start here, I've put a nice image and a logo. And what happens next is that you're going to ask your supporters to come to this page and click that sign up and support this cause. I will show you in a minute how we'll help you do that. But all they do is they come to this page, they click that button. The only information they need to give us is a name, an email address, and a password. And what that enables us to do is to create them a little online account that links to your cause. So we know then that they're supporting you. So we don't need their address. We don't need their financial details. We don't need their mother's maiden name or their horoscope or anything like that. It's purely just so we can create a profile that links to yours. They just do it once. They don't have to keep doing it every time they want to shop. Once they've chosen you, that's it. Until such time as they tell us different, they're supporting you. And every time they use the website, the app, or the donation reminder, we know they're supporting you and the money goes to you. To tell your supporters about your new page and to get them to sign up and support you, we've got a lot of ready written tools to help you do that. So I'm just going to share my screen again to show you what I mean. Because we work mostly with voluntary organisations, community-based organisations, we know that in the sector you are really busy. You're often volunteers, or you're in charge of fundraising for your organisation alongside a lot of other things. You often wear many hats. So what we don't want easy fundraising to be is time consuming or difficult for you. So we've tried to put everything together that we think that you will need. So once you've registered your cause, you'll be sent an email to direct you to this area, promote my cause. And in here, you've got everything you need to tell your supporters. So firstly, you've got a QR code. So if somebody scans that QR code, it will take them directly to your Easy Fundraising page where they can sign up and support you. So you can download that, you can print it out. What we've also got is templated copy in a variety of different communication channels to help you tell your supporters. So if I just use Facebook as an example, if I click on that, you'll see it pops up a message that you can then copy and paste into Facebook. It will be automatically populated here with the name of your cause, so you don't have to do that bit. And it will be automatically populated here with the link that they need to go to sign up and support you. So all you're doing there is copying that, clicking that button, it will open into Facebook, you paste your wording, it will populate a nice little image as well, and you share it. And you've shared a message out there to your supporters with all the information that they need. There's the same for Twitter and WhatsApp. There's an email template as well that you can use. If I scroll back up, you've also got posters, flyers and handouts. You've got information to add to your website. Again, that's automatically populated with what you need. There's information about our app or our donation reminder that you can share with your supporters. And what there also is a variety of different messages in different communication channels that you can use. So again, if I just use Facebook as my example, click into this, you'll see there's lots of different versions of the wording that you can use to tell your supporters and keep reminding them. So for example, here, if you wanted to raise a certain amount of money because you for a certain thing, you could use this one. When you've raised some money, you could send out this one that's, telling people, great news, we've already raised £72, please keep going, that sort of thing. So there's lots of different versions of the wording to help you keep telling your supporters. There is also a sort of monthly copy here. So if I go into here, the January top to share. So this is where if we've got anything that we think your supporters might want to know that you might want to share with them this month, it will be in here. So at the moment, we've got some increased donations on some retailers. So there's wording there that you can tell your supporters that this is an opportunity to raise even more. We've got a little competition at the moment where you can win £250 if your supporters sign up. There's lots of different things here. So you'll always find relevant, worked, timely copy here as well. And it's not just you that has access to this area. So anyone that registers to support you can use this area as well to spread the word, because we recognise that just because you're the person that's registered the cause with us, you might not be the person who writes the newsletter or does the social posts, or you might have some really keen volunteers that just want to spread the word to their own network. So once they've signed up to support you, they can access this area. You as the admin, you've got access to like a ring-fenced area that no one else can get into. So you're the only person that could change your cause name or your cause description or a logo. You're the only person that could update bank details for your cause. You're the only person that can see who's supporting you, that kind of thing. So you've got special admin access, but any of your supporters can share the word out, because we just know that often, there's more than one person involved in an organisation that wants to do that. Right, so that's the Promote My Cause area. So we've been through how it works, how to sign up your cause, how to get supporters involved. And now I'm just going to talk about sort of the best ways to really make the most of easy fundraising. So what do our causes that raise really well, what do they do? What do they tell us? The first thing they tell us is at the moment is supermarkets. So most retailers will donate a certain percentage of how much you spend, but the supermarket retailers will donate a monetary amount typically, with the exception of Iceland and Ocado. And this makes it really, really easy for your supporters to understand. You can really easily quantify what they're going to raise for you. So if you have a supporter that does a weekly shop with Morrison's, they do their grocery shop every week with Morrison's, they're going to raise £2 for you every week. So over £100 raised in a year just doing their grocery shopping. You see here Tesco's is 175, so again knocking on £100 there. So all of these supermarkets will donate. They'll donate on home delivery. Some of them will donate on click and collect. There's usually a minimum spend requirement, but that will simply be the amount that they would spend to get their shopping delivered in the normal way, if you see what I mean. So you couldn't go onto Tesco's website and order a pint of milk and have it delivered for free. You have to spend over a certain amount of money. So it's the same here. But if people are doing a weekly shop or a monthly shop or whatever, they can raise money for you every single time. And that's been a real game changer for a lot of good causes, because so many people do a weekly or bi-weekly grocery shop. You will find wording in that Promote My Cause area to help you tell your supporters about this. The next tip is around travel. So I mentioned earlier my booking.com donation, which I'm very proud of. But we work with so many different travel retailers. So things like package holiday providers like TUI and First Choice, and things like booking.com and Expedia. We also work with lots and lots of airlines. If you want to book a flight, you can get a donation. We work with ferry retailers, cruises, ski holidays, but it's not just overseas holidays. We also have lots of cottage holiday providers, UK-based hotels, days out, so things like theme parks, coaches, travel like by train. So Trainline, very, very popular retailer of ours. They'll donate if you're going from one end of the country to the other, or if you're going from your city to the next city, you'll get a donation. It's also things like airport parking, car hire, travel money, travel insurance, all of those sort of peripheries around a travel, a trip can raise donations as well. So every part of a holiday can raise money. And because people tend to be spending a bit more on a holiday than they would be just on an average, shop with eBay or something, you're going to raise more. The average spend on a family summer holiday is £1,500. So even just like 1 or 2% of that is a decent donation for you. And again, just to be clear, this isn't about encouraging people to book a holiday that they can't afford, especially at the moment when, times are hard. It's just about reminding people that if they are thinking of booking a holiday, they can raise a donation at the same time. It might be that you think actually at the moment our network of supporters, that's not right for them to talk about holidays. You know your cause and your supporters better than anybody, but it's a tip that people often tell us, you know, I raised a really big donation on my holiday. So it's just about thinking about it for yourself as well. It's not just your supporters, you know, you can raise money for your cause as well when you do your own shopping. So if you're planning a holiday, have a look, see if the retailer you're planning to shop with is part of Easy Fundraising, and you could raise a really decent donation at the same time. There's wording in Promote My Cause again to tell you about this. Another thing that people tell us a lot is think about the things that you need to buy for your organisation, because you can buy for your organisation through Easy Fundraising and raise for it at the same time. I spoke to a really small charity recently. They've just taken on their first paid member of staff and they needed to buy her a laptop. So they did it through Easy Fundraising with, I think it was PC World Business. They needed to buy that laptop anyway. They did it through Easy Fundraising and they got a donation back for their cause at the same time. So think about what your organisation buys. Perhaps you have an office and you need ink and toner or office supplies or printer paper. Perhaps you have staff or volunteers that might need to travel somewhere. They can do that through Trainline or wherever. They can claim it back on their expenses. There's no conflict. Maybe you've got an event coming up that you need to print out flyers for. We've got lots of that sort of retailer, like printer retailers, or perhaps at the event you need catering, so you're going to do a Tesco shop, you could get your donation back that way. So just think about what you buy, because the chances are some of the things you're buying across the course of a year could be done through Easy Fundraising and you could raise a donation. Also ask your supporters, do any of them buy for business or run a business? I spoke to a gentleman a couple of years back, it's all stuck in my memory. He supported his, I think it was his niece's grassroots netball club or something like that. But he was a purchasing manager for a university halls of residence. So every day he was buying things through Viking. He was buying like big multi-packs of toilet roll. He was buying light bulbs, and he had to do that in his job all the time. So he just asked his boss, is it okay if I do it through Easy Fundraising? Boss said, well, that's fine, as long as it doesn't cost me anything different. It doesn't. And so he raised money for his niece's netball club. I think he raised something like £500 or £600 in a year just doing that. So think about your supporters. Trustees are often a great source for this, because often trustees run a business, have their own business, are involved at a senior level quite often within business. So ask them, you know, if you've just got some of them doing their business buying. Also, if you have any businesses that support you, that you work with, so perhaps you've got your accountants that do your, you know, your end of year, if they're doing business purchases and they want a cause to support, they could support you this way as well. And then really the last top tip, I guess, is that donation reminder. This is what causes love, because you download it once to your computer or your phone and you will raise donations just without even thinking about it. There are a handful of retailers it doesn't work for. So it doesn't work for Amazon, doesn't work for Expedia, doesn't work for Booking.com. For those guys, you would have to come through our website or our app. Those are just their rules. And there are a couple of others. But for most of our retailers, the donation reminder will pop up when you're on their site, and it will tell you there's a donation available. So you can just ask your supporters to download that. As I said, it's not going to slow their computer down. It's not tracking them or spying on them or anything like that. It's just there to make sure you don't miss out on any donations. So just wrapping up before we stop for questions, I'm sure you're sick of the sound of my voice by now. This is the link that you need to register through, www.easyfundraising.org.uk/North-Surrey. And that is my email address, and please do keep a hold of it, because you are very welcome to contact me with any support you might need. As I said at the top of this session, this is my job here at Easy Fundraising. I support the community sector, particularly around your area. So if you've got questions about your Easy Fundraising account, you need a bit of help, you're not sure about something, just get in touch with me. Even if it's in 12 months' time, that's absolutely fine. That's my job. So I hope that's made sense. I hope that I haven't rattled on too long. So if anyone's got any questions, I'm going to take a sip of my tea, and do feel free to ask me anything you want to know.
Thanks, Becky. I think that's really, really comprehensive. Actually, that all that information, and I think that'll be really useful. And you know, the site looks really easy to use, which is really good as well. So yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably why you haven't got many questions, because it looks, you know, quite extensive, really, and you cover it so well. Has anybody got any questions at all? Michelle?
Yeah, I've got a couple actually. So presumably the organisation has to have their own separate bank account for you to pay the donations in.
Yes, mainly, but there are exceptions. So if you had a cause that you're working with that doesn't have their own bank account, they can have it paid elsewhere. So for example, there's an organisation, a charity that we work with called Tree of Hope, and they enable families of children with life-limiting conditions to fundraise to take them abroad to do treatment, etc. And for them, the money goes to them to Tree of Hope, and they manage it for them.
Yeah.
So if you did have a cause, we could do it that way. They would just need to just drop me an email and I can sort that out.
Yeah, just on to be totally clear, it's my volunteer hat I've got on. I live over the border.
Yeah.
And they're a litter picker, but their funds are paid into the parish council.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, they can have it paid wherever they want to be honest. So it's absolutely fine that they could set it up as the litter pickers, but have it paid to the parish council. That's absolutely fine. So long as we have somewhere that it can be paid to, that's absolutely fine.
Okay. And another sort of consumer question. So as a consumer,
yeah,
can I go onto Easy Fundraising and search organisations that use it to see who I want to support? And how often can I change that? Can I say I'll support this org this month, another org another month?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can search for retailers, search for causes. That's absolutely fine. You can change causes as often as you want. All you do is you go into your Easy Fundraising account. At the top right hand corner, there's a button that says account. If you go in there, there's a button that says change the cause I support. And if you click on that, you can then change it to what you want to change it to. What you can't do is split your donation in half. So you can't say, I'm supporting two causes, I want 2% to go there, 2% to go there. It will always be the cause that you have chosen to support at that time. But I support two causes. So I just
alternate.
Exactly. So yeah, you can do that. You can also register and be the admin of more than one cause as well.
Right. Okay.
Easy to do. So you can admin more than one cause at the same time. You just can't support more than one cause at the same time.
Okay, and just one last question. Sorry, I know I'm hogging it, but
that's okay.
The link that you just said Easy Fundraising.
That's fine for you as well. Yeah.
But if I was so for example, my husband's rugby team, we live in Windsor.
Yeah.
So is it the same?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a link that I've put together just as sort of part of the relationship that we've got with Alison and you team at North. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you're out of area. It just helps me know that that you've heard about us this way, basically.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Absolutely fine.
Thanks, Becky. Cheers.
No problem.
Dominic.
Yeah, thank you for that. That was really, really helpful. Did you say Amazon was one of your partners, but just not through the extension?
So they are. Amazon are one of our retailers. However, it's slightly complicated in that if you are a registered charity, you can't raise money with Amazon. This is Amazon's rules, not ours. So when we ask you, when you register, are you a registered charity? If you tip yes, then unfortunately Amazon won't appear as one of your retailers. It's just, it's not our doing.
No, that's fine.
But but if you're not a registered charity, you can raise money through Amazon. I know that sounds counterintuitive. It just won't appear on that donation reminder.
That's fine. And I assume gift aid can't be managed through this process.
No, it can't, unfortunately.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that was a question that I had about gift aid, because when I was filling in our profile, it had about gift aid and I put in our tax reference and everything else, assuming that would increase donations we had, but they've come back and said they no longer do that. So why is that on the site?
I don't know. I'll ask them to remove it. We did used to try and be able to manage gift aid on behalf of people, but thank you for that. I'll make a note and tell them to take that off. Sorry about that.
The other question is that we've had some supporters that are reluctant to sign up for it because they don't see an immediate donation being made. They see it as pending, and like 30 days later it could still be pending.
Yeah, so that basically is on a retailer by retailer basis. So
Right.
so if you say we're booking a holiday, a travel retailer typically won't put the donation through until you've either paid for the holiday in its entirety, or you've had the stay, for example. So my Belfry one won't appear as confirmed until I've actually been and done my stay, because at that point I'll pay the rest of my money. For other retailers, they can sometimes just not. Some retailers will confirm their donations in minutes. Some take longer. And the reason that we will show it as pending is because we would never want to pay you the money, the donation, and then for the retailer to say, oh, sorry, for whatever reason that donation wasn't valid, because there are sometimes, you know, T's and C's around some retailers. We wouldn't have to come back to you and say, sorry, you've got to have that money back for you. So we will keep it in pending until we've had the money from the retailer. However, if you think there's a problem, so for example, if it was a travel retailer and you think, well, I've actually paid for it, or I've had my stay and it's still showing as pending, you can get in touch with us and we'll look into it for you. But that's the reason that we hold it in pending, just until the retailer has paid the money to us.
I did 2 Sainsbury's shops, one on the 17th of December and one on the 18th, and they're both still pending.
Right, okay, let me have a look at that for you. You're Mandy, okay. Let me look into that for you after the call, because they should have come through by now. Another thing to say as well is, if you ever think you're missing a donation, if you ever think actually a donation is not even showing up, there's an area of the site you can go to called missing donations, and you can fill in a form there and we will go and investigate that with the retailer for you. But if you leave that one with me, Mandy, and that's why I say, you know, do keep a hold of my email address, because if you ever have any questions like that, or, you know, you've emailed our support team but you've not heard back or anything like that, you can just let me know and I'll chase it up for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there any other questions then at all? Brilliant. Well, thank you, Becky.
All right, no problem.
What we'll do is we'll, as I say, this is recorded, so we'll pop this on our YouTube channel, and hopefully then push that out for others to see when I make this call, and hopefully we might get a bit more interest in there.
Lovely.
And then I'll make sure that everybody's aware of your email so that they can get in contact if need be.
I'll send you the slides as well, so if anybody wants to receive the slides, they can.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Thank you, Becky.
Right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Becky. That was great. Really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, thanks
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Take care.